All right, let's go ahead and get into this. So, start me off. I've got these four people. I don't care who does what. Mira, Nolan, Tyson, Oscar. So, somebody has a preference on number one. Okay, Mira's going to do number one.
It's 1-6.
Mira says it's 1-6. We agree? Okay, we would agree. And again, I'll go through that keep, flip, switch, whatever we're call that. Keep, change, flip. There we go up there. But if I were to have my drawing down here, I have 1/2. Okay, then I split it into thirds. Got 1 out of 6 total. Because this is my half. This would be my original shaded. This would be my super dark shaded. Okay. Nolan, you want to give me the second one? 1/12. Okay, again, down here I've got 1/4 this time. 2, 3, 4. Color in a light fourth. Okay, I'm splitting it into thirds. Okay, I've got 1 of those. Total out of 12. That's 1/12. Excellent. Oscar Tyson, number 3. So Oscar was raising his hand. Oscar. 1/18. Okay, drawing. One third. We split it into 6. Oh, sorry. Let me shade my 1/3. Drawing spots in here. And then I've got 1 double shaded out of 18. All right, and then the last one. 1/20. You get the gist. I'm not gonna draw a third picture. For keep, change, flip. Okay, I'm starting with like 1/2 over or divided by 3. Hold on. 1/2 divided by 3. Okay, this is your starting. Okay, we keep. Okay, then we need to change. There's 2 things you're changing. Okay, so we keep our 1/2. We are changing, and you can start either with change this to multiplication. Just put like move your number into the numerator, put a 1 in your denominator, because this is a whole number. If it was a fraction, you would just flip them. Okay. But I'm going to make this a fraction, because what is 3 divided by 1? 3. So that's the same as just divided by 3, but now it's a fraction. Okay. Now I can, so this is my change. So let's keep change. I change my multiplication, and I put a 1 in my denominator. Then I'm going to flip this guy. 1/2 times 1/3. That's going to get me 1/6, because then I just multiply across. Is that the same thing we got here with our drawing and stuff? Yeah. Okay. Same thing with 1/4 divided by 3. And again, if you like the drawings, that's great. I'm just giving you another method here. 1/4 divided by 3. Okay, so we're going to keep, and we're going to change. 1/4, I'm changing it to multiplication. I have 3, so again, that 3 over 1. I'm going to flip this guy, because it was my whole number. So 1/4 times 1/3. It's going to get me 1/12. That same thing we got earlier. Yup. And then keep going. 1/3 divided by 6. 1/3 times 6 over what? 1. Then flip it. 1/3 times 1/6 equals 1/18, which is what we got earlier. Again, if you want to diagram it and draw it out, that's totally fine. If you want to do it that keep flip change flip system, that also works. We'll do that last one just for practice. 1/5 divided by 4. So I keep, now I'm going to change 1/5 times what?
4/1.
Confidently with everybody.
4/1.
4/1. Then what am I going to do other than Senna?
Change it.
That other than Senna. Tyson.
Change 4/1.
Change 4/1 to 1/4. Because we're basically just doing what we were doing yesterday to check. We're just doing the opposite. We're inverting the problem. 4/1/4. And then 1/20th. And that's what we got earlier. So there you go. There's another system. You can draw it out with your shading and then your double shading. You can do this keep change flip method for dividing fractions by whole numbers. Okay. Today we're going to flip it. We're going to make them look like this. You can't see. We're going to make them look like this, which is going to be a little bit different. Okay, and what our answers look like. All right, excellent. So those are our problems. Let's talk about Jane. Jane. Just, I don't know, Jane. She doesn't have a last name. Not yet, because this is not a problem in your book. Okay, Jane has 2 pieces of bread. Sorry, pita bread. She wants to share with her friends. To share with friends. So kind. If she cuts each piece into fourths, how many pieces of pita bread will she have? Talk with your partner first. And again, you can use your slate to draw this out.
Oh.
All right, Emmett, what you think?
So don't know how many friends she has.
Okay, but she has 2 pieces and she's cutting it into fourths. That's all that matters. Because we need the total pieces, not the amount that each friend is going to be.
Well, I was thinking it wrong.
Okay, Oscar.
She would have 8 pieces.
She would have 8 pieces. Okay, think about it this way. This is why I was saying to draw it. She's got 2 pieces of bread. She cuts them into fourths. How many pieces does she have? Chloe. She has 8 pieces. That's what it was asking. So again, that's why reading those questions, you got to figure out what it's asking. Jane has 2 pieces of pita bread. She cuts each piece and 2/4. How many total does she have? So we are going to take again 2, cut it up into fourths. That's 8 total pieces. It did not ask how much is each friend going to get. Okay. Let's think about it this way. Yes, so no. Okay, where's your strategy?
So why did it keep doing foot did 2 divided by 4? And then I changed it to multiplication. And then I changed the 1/4 to 4/1. And I did 2 times 4/1 equals 8.
Okay. So then I said I did keep change flip, except again, we're doing it with our second number. So leaving the 2. So 2 times he keep change, multiply. Then he flipped 4/1. We know when we multiply fractions, we just multiply our numerators, leave our denominator. 8/1 is the same thing as 8. Excellent. Good work. Okay, let's talk about who's our next friend? Brian.
Yeah.
Yes. I was like, yeah. I was like, oh, wait, that's your dad. Okay, Brian has 3 yards of string. He needs pieces that are half a yard long. How many half yard pieces will he get? You can get 4 now. Just write down. Tiger, what you thinking back there? I'm giving you another second. Okay, 1/6. So we're setting it up 3. Is it 1/6 though? Mira.
It's just 6.
It's just 6. Why is it just 6, Senna?
Because, like, so if you were doing keep and stick, it would be 3,
Mm-hmm.
and, and then times 2/1.
Okay, start me off with the original equation. What is
3
it?
divided by 1.
3 divided by 1/2 is our original. So if you're doing keep, change, flip, okay, the next thing,
And then 3 times 1/2.
3 times 1/2.
And then 3 times 2/1.
Then we flip. Okay, 3 times 2/1.
And the answer is 6.
We'll answer 6. Multiply your numerator. Keep your denominator. Get 6/1, which 6 divided by 1. Anything divided by 1 is that itself. So 6. Or could have drawn this picture here. Okay, I've got 1, 2. We'll say this is 3 total. So that would be 1, 2, 3. Then I cut it in half. And then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So drawing, keep, change, flip. Got options. Excellent. Could have also had a little number line going on. You have 0, then you have 1, 2, 3. Then we put a half mark, half mark, half mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 jumps, 6 pieces. Lots of options for how you can figure this out. Okay, so again, we take the thing that we are splitting up. That is our dividend. So 3 is our whole number. It's coming first this time. It is being split into half yard pieces. So we are dividing by 1/2. Versus yesterday, we had fraction pieces that we were dividing by whole numbers. So that is why we are flipping today. What do you notice about the size of our answers today versus yesterday, Madeline?
Two things. There, one count whole numbers,
Mm-hmm.
and two are bigger than the thing dividing.
Bigger than your divisor, yes. So they are whole numbers, and they are bigger than our divisors. Okay. Why would that make sense if we are dividing something by fractions? That our number would be larger. Senna.
Because like, so if it's just a fraction that has 1 over like the denominator, then it's always going to be bigger because you don't really need to like divide by the numerator, you just need to divide by the denominator.
Ashley? Okay, so yesterday we were taking a fraction and we were, that's not even, okay, we were taking a fraction of something and then we were splitting it up by bigger whole numbers. Okay, versus today we are taking a whole number, splitting it up into our part. Wait, think about this divisor. We've got a whole number and we're taking it, finding smaller, how many pieces can fit into that. Okay, so there's going to be more fraction pieces that can fit into a whole number. That makes sense? We're going to have more fraction pieces fitting into whole numbers than whole numbers fitting into fraction pieces. Okay. All right. Sensory state their own thoughts. Displays. Okay. It's fine. I'll use this. Okay. So let's say 5 divided by 1/3. What's like a number story I can make up for this situation? 5 divided by 1/3. Talk to your partner.
How much does he have to work? Well, no, I'm splitting it. I'm splitting instead. I'm right. One third of them.
Okay, think of what 5 of something would be split into thirds in this sense.
No, Goldie has 5 pieces of cake. No, Goldie doesn't eat cake. Cake is better. Goldie has 5 pieces of seed. And he divided it, and he's divided into 1/3.
All right, let's talk about some stories. Anybody have anything left to share? Tyson.
I don't know if it works, but Goldie has 5 pieces of, like 5 things of seed, and he needs to split it up into portions for the chickens to keep them.
Mm-hmm.
1/3 for chickens, and the chickens should eat it.
So it'd be like, more like Goldie has 5 pounds of seed or feed. Servings are split up into thirds. How many servings will they get out of that bag total? How many servings are there? Okay. Ashley?
Larry has 5 bagels that he needs to split with 2 of his other friends. How many parts of bagels will there be left before they eat?
Yep. Okay, so 5 bagels need to split into thirds. How many total pieces of bagel will there be? Excellent. I've got one up here. There's a restaurant. They've got restaurant. We're gonna say rest. Rest has 5 pounds. We're gonna just do LB for pound, which happen to be my two first initials. 5 pound bag of flour. They use a third pound every time they make pancakes. How many batches of pancakes can they make? Mhm,
Um,
mhm,
Chick-fil-A has um, 5 pounds of chicken, and they give 1/3
mhm,
of that to people who are ordering chicken nuggets.
mhm.
How many pounds do they have left?
How many portions
Oh,
can
how
they
many
give?
quarters did they get left?
Because again, we're thinking we have 5 pounds total. They're giving a third away for chicken nuggets. Okay, that's how much they're dedicating. How many chicken nuggets can we get out of this pound? Just kind of your thought, but that doesn't really work in that sense. Sorry. That's okay. I'm just trying to think of how to make it work. My brain's not quite there yet. All right. So again, 5 pounds, 5 pound bag of flour. They use a third of a pound each time they make a batch of pancakes. How many batches can they make? So we're figuring how many pieces can fit into this hole. How many parts are we going to get out of this hole? Okay. So then, if you have not already solved it, go ahead and solve it. So you can either have your 5, split it up into thirds, or you can do the keep, change, flip.
Yes, and also for the keep change flip strategy, um, like um, sometimes if you have like an improper faction, like you can't just let it be there. You have to make it into a faction.
So that's what we have right now. I'm going to put 15 divided by 1 is 15. Okay, so we should have gotten 15. Let's do another one. I need us all slanting, so we are sitting up, not leaning on our desks. Okay, 4 divided by 1/6. Talk to your pod, people around you. What's a number story you could come up with?
Jimmy has 4
All right, where are some potential stories we've got? Emmy.
There's 4 pounds of dog food.
Mhm.
Each day the dog gets 1/6 of the dog food. How many days will the 4 pounds last?
Yep, 4 pounds of dog food. Each day they get a 6. How many days will this 4 pound of dog food bag last? Max?
Jimmy has 4 balls. He just needs to split them up into 6 pieces. How much?
Jimmy has 4 waffles, splitting it up into six. How many six pieces will he have? Excellent, Alan.
Um, and the officer has 4 yards of bleach.
Mm-hmm.
Bleach material. Um, they need to split it up into six. So they need to make 6 different leashes. How many yards is each leash going to be?
Okay.
Um, Bull has 4 pounds of flour to make waffles at Waffle House.
Mhm.
And people put he's 1/6 of that flour to make waffles. How much? Um, how
Mhm.
that? Yeah,
Yeah, how many orders can he go with that? Yep, Ashley.
Larry has 4 orders for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
He invites 5 friends over to eat dinner with him. How many pieces does he need to split them up for the rest of the
Another example up here, Mr. Hudson bought 4 loaves of banana bread to share. They really like banana bread in this book. Um, if he cuts each loaf into six, how many servings pieces will he have? Okay, same situation. All right, if you have not already solved it, go ahead and solve it. You can do your drawing, do your number line, do keep change flip. And then we're gonna do yeah. Will, you have it put it back here. Okay. So we're gonna keep 4. I'm gonna change times 1/6. I'm gonna flip 4. Moving on 4 times 6/1, which is just 24. I can also do a drawing. Say I have 4, 2, 3, 4. Split them up into 6. So I draw 5 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I could count all of those pieces, and there would be 24 total pieces, which is exactly what we got doing this method. You feeling all right?
Yeah.
Collectively, I know Senna's feeling all right with this. Okay. I was like, I'm aware that he's going good with this. Okay, we're going to do one more practice one, and then I'll let you get into your Okay, we've got 3 divided by 1/8. And for the sake of time, I'm just going to tell you a number story so that way you can just work on solving it. Let's say Nina's running a 3-mile race. The race organizers put up a sign marking every 1/8 mile. How many signs did they put up? So we've got 3-mile race. Every eighth of a mile, they put up a sign. How many signs total? So I would have S as my variable. Okay, Adeline, what you thinking of there?
Um, I I draw a picture and I got
Perfect.
24.
Got 24. So Adeline drew a picture. She had 3. She split them up into 8s. count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I could keep going, but I also know 8 times 3 is 24. 24, that keep change flip method. We've got 3 divided by 1/8. Take that, change it to multiplication. Take that and flip our fraction. 3 times 8 is 24. Keep my denominator the same as 1. 24 divided by 1 is 24. Did I get the same answer both ways?
Yeah.
Sure did. Your choice on how you do it. Okay, so again, when we are thinking about dividing whole numbers by fractions, we are thinking how many of those fraction pieces would fit into our whole number. So your answer is going to be bigger than your divisor, than your dividend, sorry, because you are figuring out how many pieces will fit in there. Your number should be bigger. If your number is smaller, you need to check what's going on. All right, go ahead and open up your journals to pages 191 and 192. I want you to work independently on 191. We will go over it, and then you can work with partners on 192. Okay, for number 1, what is my dividend? What is the thing that I am dividing out? Chloe. 10. It is 10 pounds of nuts. Okay, so 10. I am dividing that by what? George? Half. Okay. How many half-pound boxes of nuts can be made from 10 pounds? So again, just because that half came first when you were reading it does not mean it goes first when you set it up. We're just going to say equals B for boxes. Okay, Meryl, want to walk me through it?
Yeah, I did 10 multiplied by 2 is 20. So the answer
Multiplied by 2 is 20, so just multiply down here. Equals B. And 2 over 1 equals 20 over 1 equals 20. Okay, so she did keep change flip. Okay, could have also had pictures. So we've got 10 pounds. So I'm going to say this is a pound. 3, 4. Okay, so I draw my pounds, then I would be splitting them in half. Then I can see I have 20 boxes total. So that would be 20. So 20 half-pound boxes. Then summary number model. So we rewrite that whole thing, but with our answer 10 divided by 1/2 equals 20. Does 20 make sense? Is it bigger than our dividend? Yes. Should it be bigger than our dividend? Yes, because we're finding how many half pieces will fit into 10. It should be double our answer. Okay, and then it says check with multiplication. So then I would take 20 times what? Here,
1/2.
1/2. Again, I take my quotient or my answer, my product, or yes, I guess it's my quotient. Take my quotient and I multiply it by my fraction, okay, my divisor, equals 10. Again, thinking 20 times 1/2, that's just 20 divided by 2, 10. Okay, excellent. You have the first one done. Now you have a model. You need to make sure your second one is done on there and then move on to the next page. Seeing a lot of people on the second page, so we're going to go ahead and talk about the second one. Okay, Darcy has 6 meters of yarn. She wants to cut the yarn into 1/3 meter pieces to make necklaces with a kindergarten class. If she uses all 6 meters of yarn, how many 1/3 pieces will Darcy have? Okay, what am I splitting up? Chloe. 6. Alex, how big does she want to cut the pieces into?
Thirds.
Third. She wants to cut them into thirds, so 1/3. Okay, we're just gonna say Y for yarn. You could do N for necklaces or P for pieces. That's what they did. I'm doing Y for yarn. Okay, I could draw pictures. I could do keep flip switch. We've got different options. I could do a number line, and I'm gonna do just pieces. So I like boxes. They just feel easy. So I'm gonna draw 6 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm gonna cut them up into thirds. And then I count them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18. Or if you are a fan of that keep change flip situation, you can do that. So we've got 6 divided by 1/3. That's 13. Sorry. 1/3. It's my keep. I'm going to change 6 times 1/3. Then I'm going to flip 6 times 3 over 1. It's going to give me 18 over 1, which is the same as 18, which is the same answer both ways that I solved it. Okay, that summary number model. We are just going to rewrite, but with our answer 6 divided by 1/3 equals 18. We can check with multiplication. We're going to take what multiplied by what? Nolan. To check this, would it be 6 times 1/3 or Pearson? What would I multiply by here? Yep, 1/3 by 18. I will take my quotient, my answer, and multiply it by my divisor. That's always how you check it. Okay, so 18 times 1/3 is 6. Okay, because that would be 18 over 3 or 6. Excellent. Okay, so to write a number story for 5 divided by 1/4. Okay, you need to make sure that your setup is similar to how my setup is. It does not have to be the same items or things, but it needs to be the same order in which they show up, or I guess similar. Okay, so let's say Sienna, and yes, we'll let you get your 6 after we finish this page. Sienna has 5 pies. No, it doesn't have to be the exact same, but it needs to be like the same concept, right? This is being split up this many, how many pieces do you get, right? That kind of idea. Has 5 pies. If you're like questioning if yours is right, you can write mine under there. Okay. She has 5 pies. If she cuts each pie into fourths, those would be some big pieces. How many pieces will she have total? Yeah, big pieces. How many pieces will she have total? And then I can draw it out. Hey, I've got 5 pies. 4, 5. I'm splitting them in fourths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20. 20 pieces. I'm being specific. Otherwise, you could be talking about elephants. Could also have my keep change flip over here. 5 divided by 1/4. Sorry, that looks a little off. 5 times 1/4. 5 times 4 over 1 equals 20 over 1. Same answer. But we're not done. Have no fear. Okay, summary number model. Rewrite it with everything. So I am taking 5 divided by 1/4. And that equals 20. If I want to check with multiplication, what am I going to do, Asher?
20 times 1/4 equals 20 over 4. 20 divided by 4 is 5.
20 over 1/4 equals 20 over 4 equals 5. Okay, and then it says down there, when you divide a whole number by a fraction less than 1, is the quotient larger or smaller than the whole number? Mira.
It's larger.
It is larger, okay? The quotient is larger, and I want you to make sure you have the because. If it is not as detailed as mine, you need to write it. Is larger than the whole number. I'm just going to shorten number because you are finding how many small parts fit into something large. So yesterday, when we were dividing a fraction by a whole number, our answers were going to be larger or smaller than our quotient, or not quotient, sorry, our dividend. Yesterday, when we were dividing a fraction by a whole number, was our answer larger or smaller? Smaller, right? Because we are splitting up a fraction into even smaller pieces. Today, when we were, not today, okay, today when we were dividing whole numbers, or using a whole number to divide a fraction, our answers are going to be larger or smaller?
Smaller.
Today,
Larger.
larger because we're finding how many of these little pieces can fit into the stuff. Okay, so just again, when you are doing your study guide tomorrow, when you're taking your test, all those things that are going to be happening, make sure you are looking at what number is coming first and paying attention to that. Okay. Yes.
Also, just what number is being split.
Yeah. Yeah. And what, when you're reading your number, like your word problems, what number is being split if it's not just set up for you like this. All right, excellent. Once you finish writing that stuff down, you can close your journals, you can get your snack,